to give you some information about me, I'm a 43-year-old wife, and I've been married for just over 10 years. And we've had just a lot of things happen in our marriage that we have overcome. And but right now I'm struggling with feelings of betrayal toward my husband, and it's turned to animosity, and now we're at indifference. And I just don't feel like he's helping out to the best of his ability as with the issues that we have in our home. And he's been lying about little things, and it's just hard to be successful in our home when I feel like he's the one helping us set back.
What are some things y'all have overcome together?
So, my husband, when I met him, he was caring for his mother with dementia. He also has an autistic son, and he had just gone through a messy divorce, and we went through the cleanup of all that, just life stuff there. And then we had lawyers involved and everything, and that set us back financially. So then we went into all kinds of financial issues. We've had two very difficult births with our children, and both of our children are on the spectrum, and we homeschool. So it's just been a lot of things like that.
Are you working, or is he working?
I am actually disabled, so
Okay.
I work from home. I run two small businesses on the side, and then he works full time.
Okay. So in the past 10 years, he's buried his mom, been through a messy, expensive divorce, got remarried, had his own special needs son, had two more kids with special needs, married to a wife with special needs, and he's just kind of cashed out. When you say you're disappointed in him and he's holding you back, it sounds like he has, but y'all have both been through hell the last 10 years. So how's he holding you back?
Well, when he met me, he knew that I pack a lot into life. I like to live life to the fullest.
What does that mean?
And I used to work for the circus as an animal trainer.
Okay.
So I'm used to being around and doing big things, and anything else in my life socially, I've always kind of done on that scale.
Kelly considers
And
herself
so
a animal trainer also by
see?
working with me. By working with me. Okay, so when did you become unable to leave the house and work full time?
So during my marriage with him, it was during COVID. We were in a car accident, and the same day that we actually found out we were pregnant, and it just totaled my back. And I went through a major depression during that pregnancy, being isolated and not being able to get the help that I needed for my pain. And so I just spiraled, and I guess the animosity comes from during that time. I had done so much to make sure nobody in the home spiraled before, and I had already been through a rough previous pregnancy. But the second time, it was just like, okay, I can't do this by myself. These things like not having a nursery ready and not being, not having my needs understand. Having to manage my diabetes by myself on top of everything. There's just felt like there was no help. He was just too exhausted, or he'd come to me and say, "What do you want me to do?" And I'd be like, "Well, here's the list. Here's the things that I've said." And it would just kind of, I don't know, just kind of dissipate into nothingness, results. And so when I had my second child with him, and I got through the I waited to die while I was pregnant. I was like, the pain is so bad. I just want to die.
And the pain in your back or the pain with the pregnancy?
The pain in my back, the pain of the pregnancy. There was all kinds of, complications and stuff. And there was just the home life around me. I didn't feel nurtured at all. I didn't feel like there was support. He was still able to work during COVID, so staying at work and everything. And it was still my job to make sure that, the home stayed functioning and our business stayed running during COVID. And, I got tired. I got burnt out then. And I said, I'm getting burnt out and I need help. And, it just didn't arrive. And that's where a lot of my...
In what way?
Like...
Here's the thing. I just want to be as honest as I can with you, but I need you to be specific, and here's why.
Okay.
No matter how loving a partner is, they can't make catastrophic back pain plus pregnancy plus managing diabetes plus feeding a autistic child, like breastfeeding a kid. They can't make that less miserable.
Right.
They can help with other things. And if a guy's coming to you saying, hey, how can I love you right now? What can I do to help? And he's working full time. Give me some examples about how he's quote unquote not showing up.
So when I was in hospital, and we were coming back, one of the big stressors for me was coming back, and my daughter didn't have a room. She didn't have a nursery. She didn't have anything set up.
Okay.
The house wasn't even clean. I came home to a very messy home,
okay.
And
how long ago was this?
This was 4 years ago, but
okay.
This is. It's been things like that. I just feel like the necessity things that he goes blind to. If I'm having problems with my health, in a moment, and I need everybody to go away while I fix, my blood sugars or something. I just feel like he doesn't check on me. He'll come home from work, and he'll just come home and, go on his phone. He'll let the kids kind of run all around him, and he gets stressed easy, and I understand that. But it's just, I feel like I'm by myself. If I say finances, this is what we need to do. We need to have a yard sale to get our finances back on track. And I'll plan it and everything like that. It just takes something very little to derail it. If I'm needing help, with our daughter's homeschooling and stuff. And I say, I need, I can't, I've done everything here. I've done all the pre-planning for this. And this is what I need you to do to get me an office so I can, work with her. And because as she advances, this is what I need from you to get. And it doesn't happen. It's just like, well, we'll talk about that. And we'll talk about it just doesn't turn into anything. We'll plan something, and then I'll end up doing it. And then when it comes time to review it or see how we can make changes, and if I need help with something, it just doesn't happen.
Can I ask you a crazy question?
Go for it.
Is it going to sound insensitive? And it's not. I'm not aiming for that. I just want to know, okay? Because I'm trying to get a full picture here. Do you like him? This is an ad for BetterHelp. I talk to hurting people for a living, and yes, I can help out folks in tiny chunks of time here on the internets, but often more help is needed. That's why I recommend people go to therapy. And if you're thinking about therapy, try BetterHelp. It's 100% online, so it's affordable and convenient. They've got over 30,000 therapists, and they're great at finding just the right one for you. Visit betterhelp.com/Delony for 10% off your first month. Do you like him?
I do.
Okay. When's the last time y'all, you just made him a cup of coffee and y'all went for a walk?
It's been a while. It's
Okay. Hold on. I got. I'm just gonna ask a few questions, and these are not judgment questions. These are just context.
Yeah.
When's the last time he did something for you, whether big, whether small, whether help you with your diabetes, whether build something for you, make something, whatever, and you told him you were really happy that he did that thing?
I honestly can't remember.
Okay. Because sometimes we get trapped in cycles, and I'm not saying anybody's at fault here. I'm just saying these just happen in relationships where there's one stressor on top of a stressor on top of a stressor. And for one partner, their house just feels like a failure factory. I cannot win here. And so they come home and they just numb out, whether with a TV, with a phone, with anger, with alcohol, with pornography. They just numb out. And at the same time, the other partner puts every uncomfortable feeling at their partner's feet and says, fix this discomfort for me. And that discomfort is a moving target. There can never be a place where we both exhale and say, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're here. And that just works in a figure eight. I'm uncomfortable, I'm numbing out. I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to try to fix your discomfort. You didn't do it right, I'm numbing out. And it just happens this way. And the only way I've ever seen that cycle disrupted is when one person says, I'm not living like this anymore. I'm swiping the deck clean. I have co-created this with you. I want a better marriage. I want to build a new marriage. Will you build it with me? Because I'm going to change. I'm going to ask you to bring your full self to the table too. That's the only way I've seen it change. You all have built a prison for yourselves. And here's the prison. We have to homeschool. I can't work, so I have to run 2 businesses. Since I'm doing that, I have to have a house that looks different. I have to have this. I've got to have this. I've got to have this. And at the same time, he's probably sitting there thinking, I have to work full time and keep the lights on. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. And these have tos and shoulds and no matter what's are pulling y'all further and further and further apart. And the only way I've seen this be successful if somebody comes in and swipes the deck completely clean and says, the only have to is I have to serve and love you, and you've got to serve and love me. And if we commit to that, then we can pretty much reverse engineer anything. And so how do we develop a new marriage, and how do we develop new patterns of relating to each other? And it might be you saying, I am going to take responsibility for my health, my diabetes, my doctor's appointments, my weight loss. We are going to have to, for a season, let the public school system handle and love our kids. Can we get a handle on our money? I'll send you Financial Peace University and the Every Dollar app. I'm going to send it to you for free. I'm also going to send you a copy of Building a Non-Anxious Life. If y'all will use that book as a roadmap. That way you can sit down at this breakfast y'all have together with some tools.
Thank you very much.
And I'm not minimizing your pain at all. Hope you hear that. I'm not minimizing his just checking out. I know that's happening. I'm just saying one of y'all has to flip the light switch back on. And you both are going to have to come up with different ways of relating to each other. Sometimes saying, we need a yard sale. We got to get our finances back in order. I haven't even seen, that's one way to do it. Or, hey, I'm so scared. I'm scared about my health. I'm scared about our kids. I'm scared about can we sit down? Can you help me be less scared? Can we look at our money together? And if he says absolutely not, screw you, and keep scrolling the news on his phone, then behavior is a language. He is telling you, I have left this marriage. And you're going to have to deal in that reality. But continuing to bang your head against the drum of anger and resentment and ash doesn't get you to where you want to go. If he's a man of integrity, then letting him know, I'm scared. I'm scared about my health. I'm scared about our marriage. I'm scared about all of us. I miss you. That's an appeal to a man of integrity. If he's an actor out in the community, then that will expose that. And if you're expecting somebody else to grieve with you over the life you had, the vibrant, wild, animal training life you used to have, that is now a mother of 3 special needs kids and a debilitating back injury, and I'm stuck in the house with 2 online businesses, then expecting somebody to make you happy is an unrealistic expectation. Somebody to grieve with you and to build a new life, that's realistic. But if you live in a pain factory and he lives in a failure factory, that's going to be the fruit of that tree. And somebody has to say, I love you too much. I love me too much. I love us too much. I'm turning the lights on. I want to build a new marriage. Are you in? Which will be the scariest question anybody asks.